Well, good morning and welcome back to our journey through Lent toward the crucifixion of Jesus and the celebration of the resurrection on Easter Sunday. The miracles that Jesus performed proved that he was the promised Messiah of Israel, and word of his miracles spread like wildfire, especially when dead people were raised. And the Jewish leadership that opposed Jesus were in a real conundrum over these miracles because the people were seeing the miracles and hearing Jesus teach, and many were believing in him. And the Jewish leadership had to stop this. Today our text is from John chapter 11 and the resurrection of Lazarus. Now I encourage you to go back and read the whole chapter today, but for time's sake, I'm going to focus on just a few verses. Lazarus, the brother of Mary and Martha, has died. They live in Bethany. It's just a couple of miles from the Mount of Olives. Now Lazarus has been in the tomb for 4 days when Jesus arrived. And Martha was not happy with Jesus. Mary wasn't either, for that matter. They believed if Jesus had come when they had sent for him, Lazarus would not have died. So Martha runs out to meet Jesus on the way. And Jesus says to her, "Your brother will rise again." And Martha replies, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Now pay close attention to the following statements. This is John chapter 11, verses 25 to 27. And Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die." And then he says to her, "Do you believe this?" And she says, "Yes, Lord, I have believed that you are the Messiah, the Christ, the Son of God, even he who comes into the world." Now in the next few verses, Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. And he'd been in the grave for 4 days. Jerusalem was just 2 miles away. And word was quickly spreading about the raising of Lazarus from the dead, so the chief priests and the Pharisees convened a council to discuss Jesus and the miracles that he was performing and the fact that many of the people were believing in him. And in verse 48 it says, "If we let him go on like this, all men will believe in him. And the Romans will come and take away our place and our nation." It was all about power and control and wealth and position. They had to put a stop to this. Now Caiaphas was the high priest. And Caiaphas says, "It is expedient for you that one man die for the people and that the whole nation not perish." And from that day, they planned together to kill him. Now ironically, many of those who killed him lived long enough to see the nation destroyed, the temple destroyed, the priesthood destroyed by the Romans just 40 years later. They saw his miracles. They knew that there was something about him, but they just could not accept him as their Messiah, as their God. So over the next 10 days, the plot to kill him was hatched and carried out. And what they didn't count on was that he really was the Son of God. And the resurrection changed everything. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I'll look forward to being right here again tomorrow morning as we continue on our journey to the crucifixion and the resurrection. I hope you'll go out and make today a great day.